and welcome to another studio vlog. Thank you so much for joining me again. This week is all about Etsy on this vlog. So I've got a bit of behind the scenes of how I shoot my photos, I've got a bit of chat about how I'm doing my planning, and I've got a bit of chat about working through some of the maths behind the Etsy sort of feeds and stuff. And there's also some drawing of hedgehogs. What's not to love? So sit tight and I hope you enjoy. See you in a bit. Hi everyone, and it's another week. Today is Tuesday and I have been spending the morning going through my Etsy shop and updating some of the pictures on there. I just wanted to have a bit of a refresh and give some more love to my shop, because I feel like I've been concentrating a lot on my social media and Instagram and YouTube, and actually was slightly neglecting the actual portal where I sell my work through, which isn't the best idea. So I've spent the morning doing some updates there. I'm going to take some more product photos because I think I can do better on that. Other than that, my plans for the week are to keep working on my autumn collection. I want to do some stuff with the hedgehogs that I drew a couple of weeks ago, actually make them into some products. Having done the fox and the dormouse and the owl, and now I've also added a stag into the kind of dark blue background with orange leaves kind of group. I think they would make really nice prints but also really nice cards as a set, but I feel like that theme can be parked and I can move on to the next thing. So the next thing for me is going to be some hedgehogs and some kind of cuter things to add. Other than that, I have some dog sitting to do this week, and yeah, just be cracking on, I think. My husband's in the house again today, so that's why I'm talking slightly quieter than usual, because I'm self-conscious. I need to get over it. So I'm gonna get over it and I'm gonna get on with some work. See you in a bit, bye. Hello. I thought I would just give you a very quick walkthrough of my setup for my photos. So what I have is I have a wooden chopping board that I'm using as my sort of main backdrop. I used to just use white paper, but actually I found that getting a contrast between the cards and the inserts on the white was making the colours of my cards distort quite a lot, and so I found that using a darker or like patterned or coloured background actually helps preserve the colours of my cards a lot better when they're in the final photographs. This is the general setup of like the actual area that I photo. So I've literally just got two pieces of card that I've sellotaped, and they stand up on their own, and that helps to bounce some of the light back onto the area that I'm photographing, making it a lot brighter, and it's less harsh light than just shining a bright light directly on it. So then I've got a couple of props, I've got some pens. This clip's quite nice because it's shiny and it lightens up quite a lot of my pictures, and I don't know, I quite like adding that sort of shiny element in there. It brings it to life a bit more. And then I've got a glass bottle that I put, these are just, you can get these on Amazon. We had them for our wedding and they were just left over, so I've been using them for this, but they have a little battery in the cork and it puts little twinkle lights on. I don't know that particularly like comes out in all my photos, but I like the warmth that it gives them. And then this is just my hole punch, but I put it on there because I quite like the colour in contrast with the pink of this particular design. And then underneath my card I put the envelope that always comes with my cards. They're all the same at the moment, and they're all recycled and recyclable. And then I included these two pieces of paper because one goes in the card for the person to write on, and one goes in the envelope for the next person to write on. And that's part of my like reusable system. So yeah, I just kind of lay things out. I am not the very best at keeping photos straight, so I have like all my cameras are set up with grids on so that I can line everything up, but I also find that if I put the envelope and the backing cards at a wonky angle, not like straight, it helps because it doesn't then make my pictures look like they're wonky as well. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but if I try and line up this and that and these, it all ends up looking slightly off, and that's annoying. But if it all looks purposely off, then it works a lot better. And then over here on my desk, so this is my tripod that I use for hanging over my desk, and I have a ring light. The stand for it broke, so I've just been hanging it off that and then angling it so that it when I'm actually taking the photos, it's like angled more like that. If I'm gonna do it with one hand, not fall off. Anyway, you get the idea. And so that puts light towards there. I had to wait until this afternoon because the sun comes into this room really bright in the morning, and it kind of puts photos out of kilter and it creates weird shadows. So I waited till the afternoon. It's actually quite overcast now, so the light's a lot better. So yeah, that's my very simple way of doing it. So as I said, it's like the most simple way of setting up a little system for taking my cards. I mean, it's ridiculously simple actually. I even keep my cards in an old Yorkshire tea box because it keeps them flat, it keeps them safe. Those are all the ones that I use for my samples, and I like to try and print them out on I print them out properly on all the paper that they're meant to be going with, and it's quite useful to have spare cards in case of need. But yeah, so I thought I'd just walk you through that very quickly. And it's still Tuesday. This is basically what I've been doing all day. Etsy photo updating takes me so long. I quite like them to match as much as possible on my grid, and I know like lots of people don't really mind about that, and as long as they've got a colour scheme then that works for them. I just like it all to match because that's how I like it all to look. So if I'm not happy with how my photos are on my grid, then I basically reshoot everything, or yeah, basically I've reshot almost everything today. But it's been worth it, and I've actually upgraded my phone since I took my last photos as well. So this phone is an iPhone 11. Yeah, it's not a Pro, it's just an iPhone, and it's an iPhone 11, so that the camera on it is way better than my previous, which was iPhone 6S, so quite a big jump, and it's made a big difference. And then use Photoshop to edit the balance of the light. Some people use one flat lay and then use Photoshop to paste a picture of or literally paste in the file of their product into Photoshop, and that's a really good way of regulating the colours and stuff. But I actually find that if I'm shooting in natural light and with a non-white background, I don't need to do that, and I prefer my photos to show the texture of the paper that I use. So for that I need to take a photo of it because I use really nice textured paper, and I feel like it's a waste to use that paper and it be a flat image, if that makes sense. So yeah, okay, cool, see you later, bye. Hey everyone, so I'm outside, that's Finn, we've got Ruby somewhere too. Yeah, with my dog pals, taking them for a walk. Jamie and I have spent a load of time trying to understand Etsy maths today. It's been productive, but it's been difficult. I'm not a maths person, I find it quite difficult, so I'm very lucky to have him to help me break it all down, because there's a lot going on the Etsy transaction fees stuff, so I'm glad to have done it. Very aware that I'm standing out in public doing a chat to a camera in the field, which is kind of cringe, so I'm gonna go make sure these guys get some playtime in. So not the drawing filled day I'd hoped, much more calculator based, but still good to do. Yeah, it's nice to get outside for a bit. Gonna walk these and have a beer, I think, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye. Thursday today, which means that it is finalising YouTube video day. I'm actually not sure what I've filmed this week, so I need to look back on the stuff that I've done and actually make sure that there's enough stuff to put in this vlog. You'll have just seen a quick time lapse of me writing in my notebook. I'm actually trying to be a bit better about how I'm planning my days. I'm quite good at just sort of flitting from task to task rather than actually putting a structure down, which I think is definitely reflecting in these vlogs. The ones that I enjoy watching definitely have much more of a structure, whereas what I've been doing is very much like come and follow me and see what happens. I have this notebook and it basically splits. So the first section is like is like a calendar, and then you put like goals in the front, and so then you take it week by week. So it's it's a 13-week planner, and so you have a big calendar for the month, and then a week by week section, and then a everyday section, and it's really nicely, easily set up. So I have the day, like the times of the day, some space for notes, a bit at the bottom to say what I'm grateful for that morning, my goal for the day, my targets, lessons learned, wins, and what I'm grateful for in the evening. And so everything is meant to link back to the goals that you set at the start of your book. I used one of these when I first moved to the States as a way to kind of help structure my days and work out what I actually wanted to do whilst I was here. I've got one going for my business, so I've got goals for social media, Etsy, collections that I want to create. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick chat about what this is. It's called the Best Self Journal, and it comes in a really nice box, and it gives you all the instructions. It's really super clear about how you set up things. I would love to be able to do a bullet journal. I just think I would get so distracted by making it really pretty. I actually would then not be productive enough in using it. So this is quite a good way for me because it's super structured, it's super easy, and it's all done for me, and I don't then feel the need to spend my time making it beautiful when it can just be sort of functional for now. So that's what I've been doing this morning. Yesterday, I'll chat quickly about what I did yesterday. So Jamie and I ended up spending a long time looking at my Etsy shop. So on Tuesday, I did a lot of reshooting for my products. And then on Wednesday, we actually just took a look at the numbers to work out how much I'm actually making on a listing. I wanted to do that because Etsy takes bits of percentages here and there rather than saying we're going to take 20% of your listing. It says we'll take this bit and this bit, and this bit will be a bit of that, and that bit will be a bit of that. So I was finding it really hard to actually know if I can make a card for a certain amount of money, how much do I actually need to sell it on the Etsy, be able to break even and maybe even make a little bit, which at the moment I'm like making such a small amount, but my sales are low, so I need to invest some more time in actually paying attention to it, making sure that everything's good there to then make sure that I'm meeting what I need to make. I'm really lucky in that I'm sort of in our spare room with no rent. The most expensive things that I've got are my printer and my like Photoshop subscription, and those are kind of those big initial costs, and like buying paper and all of that. So everything, I've literally done like a whole spreadsheet of what are the things that I'm paying out for. So what does one card cost me to make in like materials? What does one card cost me to make in my time? And that's why I wanted to look on Etsy and see how much of that they were then going to take. I feel like I was just burying my head in the sand because it is complicated bits and bobs for different things. So we basically spent time doing the maths, trying to work out what the conversion rates were, where they were coming from, and all of that. I don't think I'm really not maths savvy. I find it very difficult and I get lost quite easily, whereas Jamie's really, he's got a very logical mind and he's very confident in his maths ability, so I find it very useful to have him around. I get like frustrated and overwhelmed, whereas he gets like, oh, this is an interesting puzzle, I need to find out the answer. I don't know how to describe it. It's like when I have too many numbers in my head, it's almost like the light switch goes off after a while and it's like reset, and I'm like, well, I had some numbers in my head, but now I don't know where any of them have gone, and I don't know where I am, and I don't know what I'm doing. and then I get into tears, which is silly. But you gotta know your strengths, and I don't want to say like maths isn't mine, because I'm not horrendous, I'm just not confident. So when I get an answer, I'm not like, yes, I know that's right because of X, Y, Z, whereas he is. So it's really helpful to have him around. So we spent a lot of time trying to work out why things were the way they were. Anyway, what I would say was my bit of advice is like, take a look into your accounts on Etsy, make sure that you understand what all the fees are. There's a help page called What are the Fees and Taxes for Selling on Etsy, and breaks it all down. At the moment, the 20-cent listing fee for me is quite high out of my like potential profit, because I'm not selling loads. It's interesting as a bit like to understand the back end business model from Etsy's perspective as well as from my perspective, and I just wanted to have some help to actually get it all down and me understanding it, because it was not good enough for me to just sit there and post and be like, la la la, this is how it looks, and I don't like maths, so I'm not going to look at it. I want to run this business properly, and so I need to understand that, and so I would really encourage you all to have a look at your accounts on Etsy and actually work out what's going where. Anyway, math chat over, thank goodness. If you have any questions, as I say, I'm not the most proficient on Etsy advice, but if you want to comment and ask questions, please do. And then if you see somebody's comment and you know the answer to them, then please help them out. I will try and answer in helpful ways as much as I can, but I would love to get all of you chatting to each other as well. I think that would be really helpful. So if you see someone's question and you think that you can help them, then please go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna crack on. Hello, I've just finished having a look at the video, editing stuff. There is stuff in it, yay. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching again. Please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I've talked about, any of the planning things, any of the Etsy stuff, any of the photo things, drop me a comment or DM me on Instagram, and I will try and do my best to give you some help. Bye.